Here we go. Who the hell are you, man? Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
We are the Nights
Hold on to your butt.
And now for something completely different.
Hello out there, welcome to the Nights At Freddy podcast for all things nerd. I am your host tonight, Sean. I am the only one here in person, but on the Skype hotline I've got...
You know, they should just combine the two of the movies we're talking about and have monkeys flying the planes. It's Sam.
I'm stuck in 6 months of reshoots. It's John.
Wait, what's in reshoot? I'm sorry, it's Chris. What's reshooting?
I just saw Captain America: New World Order.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is that what it's called?
It's not the New World Order anymore. They changed that name.
What's it called?
I think it's just the
Falcon
New World.
Punch?
No, I think it's literally called the New World.
Like
I'm
the
sorry. You really threw
like
me
that
for a
movie with
loop
Colin
that.
Farrell, where he like marries Pocahontas. That's a weird crossover.
You generally scared the crap out of me with the reshoots. I'm like, oh damn. All right.
Anyways, so we're just gonna kind of do a different type of show tonight. Based
The
on
snowball
that.
effect.
Yeah,
Oh, the snowball effect.
we're gonna see how things work, but we do have some stuff that we're gonna touch upon. We do have some news we're gonna discuss. We have some trailers we want to discuss. A movie, Five Nights at Freddy's, we're gonna discuss, and we've got a fun little project we were doing.
Yeah, we do have a worksheet that we should complete. One of those projects we started beforehand.
Yeah, we had all had homework, and as the good students we all were, we finished it like a minute ago.
That's because Chris went down the rabbit hole of clicking lists.
Yeah.
Which, what else is new, but...
Yeah.
Chris is just addicted to clickbait, and he's addicted to clickbait in a way that he's like, "Oh, this is horrible. This is terrible. They have no judgment," and then just clicks on another article.
Yeah. It's like 75% of you guys know it's clickbait, but I'm the 25% who like still can't figure out how to unlock my phone with my face, so I'm still pressing it. Yeah, I'm the old guy, guys. This is what happens. But when I get a clickbait, I find articles like this, and I have to present it because I haven't come up with my own, but I think it's just funny how things can be different amongst the internet and us. So I hit this one. This list, this is like my sixth one today. Every MCU Phase 4 movie ranked by Rotten Tomatoes. And I present this to you three.
Yes.
Can you come up with from worst to best?
Yeah.
The Phase 4 movies, anything from Spider-Man, Far From Home on. And this excludes Quantumania. So
yeah. So,
this is by the Roddy T.
After Far From Home.
After Far From Home. So this is Roddy T. So keep that in mind.
Right.
And before Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Right.
And also includes
the specials,
like Guardian of the Galaxy Christmas specials and Werewolves.
That includes all that.
Oh no, wait, Werewolves
by night. And Werewolf by night.
Werewolf by midnight.
No, just by night.
Werewolf by Night. That's the name of the comic.
Which, have you seen the color version yet?
I don't think I want to.
Neither do I. Yeah, I kind of like
it. Was great in black and white. I'm interested because I do like Man-Thing. So I'm a little interested to see what Man-Thing looks like with the color. But I thought in black and white he looked pretty cool to begin with.
Right? If they did a Man-Thing movie black and white, I kind of want to see it.
Maybe you do see him in color at the end.
Because at the end it's all in color when it's daytime.
Yeah. I just have a feeling like color's just gonna ruin it for me, and I'm not gonna like it.
All right.
So,
we're not doing individual lists here. We're gonna compile.
No, we're just gonna.
No. How about we just the three of us go around, and then Chris, you just say what it is. We'll go bottom to top.
Okay.
So 9. So lowest rated. Yep, got it. That works.
All right. I'll start. We'll go. I don't know. We'll figure out the cycle here. Eternals.
I also went Eternals.
Sam,
Eternals.
it's Eternals.
Yes.
Congratulations, guys. You want
Oh.
do you want the percentage of or no?
Sure.
Yeah,
let's
sure.
do it.
47.
All right.
I was 47% fresh.
I would, yeah.
Okay. Because there's two ways to look at it. It could be rotten, but no one ever looks at it.
It
Okay.
doesn't say. It just gives the percentage. So
So number 8, as I said while we were compounding this list, I feel like 3 to 8 could be in literally any order, just about. I'm gonna say number 8 is Thor, Love and Thunder.
I wanted to say Thor, but last second I switched it to Black Widow.
I
Sam?
said Multiverse of Madness.
it's Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, I
63.
should have went with my gut.
All right, number 7.
Shang-Chi. I think I fucked up.
I put
though.
Thor here, so
Yeah, so I would move Black Widow into this spot.
Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness.
Wow.
all right. So if I just flipped those, I would have gotten right.
Yeah.
Damn.
6.
Black Widow.
I went with Werewolf.
I went with Shang-Chi.
No, Black Widow, guys.
Damn.
Oh, all right.
All right, 5.
I had Strange, so I know I'm wrong.
Yeah, Guardians.
I put Werewolf by Midnight.
Wakanda Forever.
Wow.
Wow.
hmm
I had
That
that much
hurts.
Number 4.
I had Werewolf.
Shang-Chi.
I had the Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's Werewolf.
Okay.
89%, by the way.
For Werewolf?
Yep.
Yeah, I do
Wow.
remember it got really good reviews. I guess part of me thought was like, oh, Wakanda got better reviews, but also that this was all trash anyways.
Well, speaking, Wakanda was 83 and Werewolf's 89. So
Right,
whatever.
right.
I mean, whatever. But all right, number 3.
I had Guardians.
I had Strange.
I threw Black Widow here, so I was way off.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Wow. At what?
92.
Yeah.
Number 2 and number 1.
I had. Oh, I think one's pretty obvious.
You guys have
one's
both.
No Way Home.
Yeah, No Way Home.
What?
Yeah. One
I
is
had
Spider-Man.
Too.
I had Wakanda too.
I also had Wakanda as 2.
Yeah.
So number 2, No Way Home.
What?
Yeah.
The Guardians number 1?
Number 1 is Guardians. Holiday
Wow.
special.
No, I can't see that.
No, I can't.
No,
I
I
can't
can't
see that.
either.
either.
There must be so many less though for that one compared to
Yeah.
it's got to be all people who like Marvel reviewing it or something.
Yeah.
It's just a weird clickbaity list for some reason.
Yeah.
But
Like,
it's
don't
based
get-
on based on the Roddy T score. So
Don't get me
The Roddy
wrong.
T.
The Guardians holiday special was fine, but I mean, come on.
It was neat and fun, but
You had
that was
all the
it.
Spider-Mans. All the Spider-Mans.
I feel like it's
Yeah.
Case of who's reviewing in that case. I feel.
the crying and the Spider-Man, yeah, it's just tough. All right.
Well-
yeah, fun little exercise.
We
That
got a
was
big
fun.
Marvel movie this week, guys,
Yeah.
with
it's in the name.
three protagonists,
3 Marvels.
3 Marvels. Which
Which-
one is the real Marvel?
Which when you told me that runtime,
Yes.
all in.
100%.
Take
Which
my
the
money.
runtime is an hour and a half. Or no, wait,
Hour
what is it,
45.
1:15? Yeah,
Hour
hour 45, just as God intended. But no, in all seriousness though, they got to stop doing the 2:45 guys. The Eternals was the maybe single worst experience I've ever had seeing a movie. It didn't
Still
help
the
that
only one I've never seen.
yeah, I saw it very late, but I hated every moment of that. because of
Like,
that.
just from what I've heard and what I've seen going forward, there's no reason to watch it.
There isn't so far.
'Cause
No.
So far, there's no reason. I mean, until there's a reason, I'm not going to watch it because it doesn't affect anything in the MCU.
You won't need to at this point, and I will tell you when you will need to. But
Well,
it's
I'll
not
figure
going
it
to
out.
happen right now.
Yeah.
But all right, well, Marvels comes out, so we'll be reviewing that next week.
Yeah. Yep.
So far, so good. It just says it's fun.
Yeah.
And that's all I wanted. That's all I want. I don't expect everything.
I'm not expecting the greatest Marvel movie of all time.
No, we got that in Thor: Love and Thunder.
I mean, you might not. You're not that off. Anyways, let's just jump right into some of these trailers that we've gotten, because a lot of trailers have dropped over the past week. But really quick, you know what? Let's just talk Masters of the Air. Get this one out of the way.
Wait, really quick?
Yeah.
Okay, so Sam, are you a Band of Brothers or the Pacific? Which one?
I prefer the Pacific. The Pacific. That's just weirdly hard to say. But I sort of feel like both shows were trying to accomplish a different thing.
Agreed. Obviously, there's two different viewpoints.
Yeah.
And stories to tell here. John, are you a Band of Brothers or Pacific?
I didn't realize there was a question on that. I am Band of Brothers. I don't think I've actually finished the Pacific.
Really?
I've given it a shot. Given it a couple shots.
Ooh. It's worth the watch. It's worth the finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not proud of that.
Well, how far do you know how far you got in, or is it just?
I think I got furthest in on its original run, which was like 3 or 4 episodes. I just remember
you didn't hit Pele Lu. Okay.
What's
yeah,
his name?
Pele Lu's good.
Pele Lu is where it really like hits.
When you just get that like whole episode with like Sledge on that ridge in Okinawa, where it's just raining all the time and he's miserable.
Yeah, I just remember there being
that.
a lot about James Badge Dale's character just being crazy in like a hospital and being like,
yeah,
right.
That
kind of it hits a lull
episode.
there,
Yeah,
where he's like wetting himself and stuff. But
yeah, they're like, oh, they're playing cricket in Australia. And I'm like, okay,
it's the condition episode. They had the same thing in Band of Brothers where he goes on. It's the what the heck is it?
Not you mean the Carantan episode?
No, it's like there's like a lull episode. Not a lull episode, but there's like a good half hour where it's just kind of like
where like isn't there like Winter goes
Patrol?
to
yeah, he goes to Paris.
He goes to Paris.
It was,
and stuff?
Yeah, but that's Crossroads though.
That's
Crossroads like one of the best episodes. Like Crossroads has an amazing action scene.
No, yeah, I'm not wrong. You're not wrong, but there's like the lull period where it just kind of has a little. No, keep watching a couple more. You'll hit Pele Lu, and then you'll hit.
I think like when you watch the Pacific, you can't think that they're trying to do the same thing that like Band of Brothers is.
It's not the same show.
No, it won't be.
And that's I think what my problem was is thinking.
Yeah, you went in thinking Band of Brothers,
very
but it's not Band of Brothers.
So
yeah,
Sean,
it's not. I mean, it was literally marketed as Band of Brothers in the Pacific, but it's actually not.
Yeah.
Sean, dare I ask?
Well, I've like no faith in me that I've seen either of these. I've seen both of them, guys.
Oh, you have? Okay, all right. I'm sorry.
I fall
No
in the
faith.
same boat. Yeah, zero faith in me. I kind of fell in the same boat as John going into the Pacific expecting Band of Brothers and didn't enjoy it. So obviously it's Band of Brothers, which is weird that my boss at work has recently talked about this and like started watching it. So like we kind of reminisced about it. But yeah, Band of Brothers, great show.
Okay. So
as heavy as the material is, it's weird that we're like, no, Band of Brothers is like the lighter version, the lighter one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just the one where they have an entire episode about going to a concentration camp. Yeah. Breezy, some would describe it as.
But it is weirdly the lighter one because like Pacific gets like there's a lot of dark stuff in the Pacific.
It's a different war. It's a different war.
The dude in the last episode where he brought Lecky home summed it up best. He's like, when I got leave, I got Paris. When you guys got leave, you got just jungle rot and mosquitoes. So he summed it up in a heartbeat.
Look, you didn't have to worry if you were sleeping, in the French countryside, about like a snake coming and biting.
Yeah, there was
how many other things.
Coconut crabs.
Right. Yeah, there's the Okinawa episode where like Sledge runs into a civilian walking towards him and realizes she has dynamite on her. So yeah,
it's a different style. So
it's a different war.
When this Masters of the Air was this project holistically has been in the making for like a decade. Because the second they finished the Pacific, I was reading rumblings and rumors about them doing an air force of this, and I was 100% in. I'm finally getting kind of what I asked for, because I think this is a story that you are able to tell in a phenomenal way. I think if you were to hit this, you got Band of Brothers, you got Pacific in that theater, and then you have the Air Force in the World War II. I think it's just an untold story that needs to be told.
We do have a couple movies about this. Like, have you seen Memphis Belle?
Yeah, I've seen Memphis Belle.
Have you seen Pearl Harbor?
Yeah.
And there's was it 6 O'Clock High?
I saw it once a long time ago. A long time ago. But there hasn't been really an in-depth. There's been movies, yes, but there hasn't been like sort of an in-depth. I mean, you had the Red Tails that told their story. Like that's fine, but this is the format I think it would fit for. So if this follows I did a little bit of research on this too, but this follows the 100th. I forget what it's called, but like. What did I say? It's like 100th Bomber Unit or whatever it was. The nickname is called the Bloody 100th. So it seems like it follows them for the whole war. And doing some research on this, and this is probably just like foreshadowing what's going to happen, but only 4 out of the 32 co-pilots actually made all 25 missions flying. So that's just going to tell you like what's going to happen, and it's just super crazy that this is what it was.
I mean, of the entire U.S. military, the highest casualty ratings was in the bombers over Germany.
Yeah.
Of course, too, omitting from that original list, we went through Catch-22 as well as the adaptation of it a couple years back on Hulu, which was interesting. I mean, it's a little bit more of a dark comedy for sure, to say the least. But it will be an interesting look. It's essentially again from the producers, which is Tom Hanks, Gary Getzman, and I don't know if Steven Spielberg.
Spielberg was a producer on the other 2. I don't know if he is.
But this is, I believe I think all the episodes are directed by Cary Fukunaga, who did, among other movies, I think, did he do a James Bond? Yeah, didn't he just do the last one? Or was that Mendes?
Mendes, I know, did Skyfall.
No Time to Die. He did No Time to Die.
He did No Time to Die. He also did first season of True Detective as well, which again is probably like I would say probably the best one.
Beasts of No Nation. Oh, that's okay.
Anyway, I'm really looking forward to this. You have Austin Butler, Barry Keoghan. Not a lot of other names, though. Obviously, you could say something similar about Band of Brothers, and that
look what happened.
15 years on. Yeah, well, no, I would say Pacific too. I mean, it's
although like it took like 10 years for Rami Malek to get big. So
right, and oh my God, Bernthal, and some of the other guys too. Obviously we'll see what happens. But Austin Butler, already sort of a name. Like I said, Barry Keoghan to a lesser extent. But no, I think it looks good. It's one that like is going to be. It was a very expensive show to make. I was sort of curious. I know it was originally being filmed either right after or right before all the COVID stuff happened. So it's taken a while, and I'm sure there's a lot of post production too. But it's been done for a good amount of time. So happy to see it finally come out.
Yeah.
So
I hope it's. Right now after the Bloodhound movie about the
Greyhound.
submarine, the Greyhound. I'm sorry. Yes, Greyhound. After that, I'm kind of like okay with Apple. You can take it.
That's the unofficial in the fourth peg of that stool of the World War II quadrilogy, I guess.
Yeah, you don't need.
Tom
you
Hanks.
don't need a 10 episode series for that.
Yeah,
the movie was. The movie was perfect for it.
We'll have to do between this and Monarch. I'll have to do a. Here's other things you would like on Apple TV.
Well, I've had it before. I kind of know what's there. So
yeah. Did you ever watch Slow Horses?
No, I did not.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, now that now that Netflix and Hulu sent me an email saying they're upping their prices, now I have to drop one probably. And
what's it going to be?
Probably Netflix again.
Yeah, Netflix a very interesting story. Some news the last day or two. We have all the earnings coming out for third quarter. Netflix is saying it's going to dramatically back off on its movie business, on its production of movies.
Saw that coming.
I'll be honest with you. I never really understood why it was in the movie game in the sense that it so much that it was spending so much on these things.
Yeah.
I sort of understood at first, okay, we're gonna give Scorsese a shitload of money to do The Irishman because we kind of have to plant a flag, but I don't really get the we're gonna make 100 red notices. I think Extraction is pretty inexpensive to make compared for what it is.
Yeah.
But all these other ones where you hear the budget because they have to buy out the back end and all that.
Yeah. Or
Notice
The
will
Gray
not be
Man.
that.
Right. The Gray Man.
Remember that?
This Rebel Moon thing. I mean, all this. I'm very happy to see the results of them burning their money, but I just didn't think it was sustainable, and clearly it's not. I mean, they're still going to do some, but I think they said they're going to back off from 50 movies to 20 movies. So it'll be interesting to see. I feel like they're trying to just make TV stuff at this point, and it's why are they doing movies to some extent?
And it's what they do least better.
Yeah.
And I feel like engagement is I'm way more likely to subscribe to Netflix if it has TV shows I like versus movies, which maybe I'll visit once a year, if it's something I really love. But otherwise, you see it once, maybe you watch it again in a few years. But TV shows you rewatch, you watch, and then a new season comes out. Maybe you watch the last few of the prior season. There's a longer window there.
You know what I like on the Netflix, their original stuff is the the documentaries of To Catch a Killer, the Night Stalker documentary, all those
True
kind
crime.
of murdery the true crime stuff. Those are pretty. I like those. The GameStop saga thing that they had, the documentary, the Fire Festival. That's kind of, I think, where
Chris,
they should stay.
Have you checked out Icarus?
I have not checked out
recommending
Icarus.
it.
I know you keep
I
recommending
know I keep recommending it, but Icarus is
This
so
is the
good.
8th year going. Sam's guys.
I keep recommending it, but no one watches it.
Bug me to watch Icarus.
I will next time I fire up Netflix, I will watch it, Sam.
Yeah.
Just need someone to watch this.
I have
good.
it up. It's just I'm watching Athlete A, I think.
What is that one?
This is the U.S. gymnastics.
Scandal.
The what's his face?
Nasser scandal or
Icarus is about the Olympics as well.
It is, Sam. I know.
It has a crazy Russian in it.
I'm circling the drain. It's just not going in.
You're so close.
I think Netflix is where it's at with that stuff. But I if I'm gonna have to drop it, I'm still watching Wrexham, which is coming out, and then I think that's NBC.
No, that's Hulu.
No. I'm thinking Surreal Estate. For some reason, I'm watching that.
Wait,
so
what? Surreal Estate?
Yeah, it's just a realtors who sell haunted houses. It's on Sci-Fi.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Did you guys see, by the way? I don't know if you guys saw
Just
this.
the look of disappointment in his face. John's like, I'm never gonna be friends with this guy again if he watches. Stupid
No. It's okay. I assumed you probably watched worse.
I'm just weirded out that show exists. That seems like something someone turned to me and be like, Sam, pitch a really bad show.
It was
in a panic, I would come up with that.
Well, Sam, it was very Canadian on the first season. And then
of course it's in Canada. Of course it's in fucking Canada.
All those haunted things are Canadian.
It's not Canadian, but it's filmed one of those Canadian shows.
But it has the Canadian look.
It's because the color palette of Vancouver is always creepy.
Well, you're not wrong. But still, it's the second season they turned up the actual horror / scare parts a lot more. So it's definitely better in that sense. So
there was
rabbit hole.
I'm going further down. Netflix has old episodes of Ghost Hunters on there.
Hmm.
You know the guys from Rhode Island.
Yeah.
They did. I didn't know they did
Yeah.
one at the monastery in Cumberland, the library.
Did they?
Yeah, it's on Netflix for your viewing pleasure.
I might have to check that out.
Isn't it like the nine hands or something like that? I forget
Nine
what it's
Men's
called.
Misery.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a whole
Is that-
thing they make
there's
out
a-
of.
Yeah, there's a monk apparently that lives in the monastery still.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I guess what
Not
happened
dead. He
is
just still lives there.
when the monastery moved, they had buried old monks, and they had to disinter them and take them to the new place,
mhm.
which is just like, oof.
Sounds about right.
They
That-
just
that
move,
sounds like
move
you
the
could go
headstones
there.
and not move the bodies.
Yeah.
This isn't like
Who's
in
really
France
gonna
where you can just build over it and just let them sit there.
Right.
Okay. What else was there?
We got a couple more trailers.
Yeah,
we
have,
still do.
Yeah, we're going right into Ghostbusters because we're talking about ghosts. Makes sense.
Can we? I when I saw this trailer for the first time, I actually got a little spooky. I like it. I
Yeah,
like the trailer.
I was like, so I remember seeing that this movie was supposed to come out next year. I'm literally talking like 2 days ago. I saw it was coming out next year. I was like, I haven't seen a trailer. I haven't heard anything. It's not happening. And then the trailer drops. And I have to admit I've yet to actually watch was it Afterlife? I've
Really?
been meaning to. I just have not had either not had the time or just it never pops up on whatever app I'm using to be like, hey, you should check this out.
I don't think it's actually on an app.
That's probably the other issue. It's probably on either Paramount or Peacock or something like that.
I think it might be on Paramount.
Yeah, but those are my least used apps. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I feel like now the pandemic is over because that's kind of what kept us away from the theater when Afterlife came out. I feel like now that that's all over with and we're actually going to the movie theater to see things, I got to check out Afterlife so I can.
You have to watch Afterlife before you see this.
Yeah. I know how it ends, but I want to watch Afterlife.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good.
Yeah. So
I mean, my reaction to this was, "Oh, we're still doing this." Okay.
I refuse to acknowledge its existence.
Really?
These
This and the other one, yeah.
This and the other one are how I feel like everyone thought that female-led Ghostbusters movie was going to be, where it's not in a different universe, it's just them passing off the torches kind of thing, and it just pissed everybody off that wasn't the case, and luckily that's the case now.
What's the official name of this one?
Oh,
Frozen
It's like
Empire.
Frozen Kingdom.
Empire.
No,
Frozen
Empire.
Empire. What
Yeah.
the fuck does that even mean?
It's supposedly a new ghost too. So,
Oh, of course, there's a new ghost.
well, it's not a regurgitation of an old one from the old movies.
Was that Afterlife?
Yeah, it was it Zool?
Yep.
Was the bad guy in Afterlife?
Gozer, right?
Gozer came back. Oh damn! Fucking
Yeah.
hate when that happens.
Wasn't that that wasn't Christopher Lloyd? Who was
Who?
the architect?
Harold
The
Ramis?
Keymaster was.
No. There was an architect of the building. No, you didn't see it. You would have.
For
Oh,
Yeah, it was in.
what's
it was
his
in
name?
Afterlife.
What's his name? Chanzer or something like that. They mentioned in the first movie, don't they?
The architect of the
Yeah,
building?
yeah.
Yes, they do. I forget his name. What the hell? I have to look.
We're gonna have to look this up now.
I'm definitely gonna eventually rewatch all of these again. This is definitely the first two Ghostbusters are rewatchable. They're great movies. Has anybody played the game?
Ivo Shandor.
Oh,
Shandor, yes.
Shandor. Has anybody played the game that came out in 06 or something, where it was a direct sequel to the movie?
It was J.K. Simmons.
It was J.K. That's right.
I
No,
guess
have not played the game.
Okay, all right. I was like, I guess I'm just talking to myself right now.
No games. I haven't played
I've-
games in a long
I've-
time.
I own it on Steam. I think I have it's on Steam. I own it. I've never sat down and played it, but I've heard really good things because obviously it was like '06 or whatever this game came out, and it was like the whole cast came back.
Well, this was the whole thing, right? It was like they weren't going to make a movie, so they did the
Right.
video game.
Right. And what's his face? Who passed away?
Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis, that's it. Yeah, like so he's Egon in the game too. So which is like really nice that like all four of them are in it. I think Annie Potts is even in it,
Yeah, just no Rick Moranis.
which is sad.
R.I.P.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's
Rick
what.
Moranis who's not actually dead. Sorry.
He's
No,
very much alive. He was in one of
Screws.
those Ryan Reynolds commercials for his wireless thing like a year ago.
In mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Rick Moranis was in one of those commercials. He was like, "Look, it's Rick Moranis," and Ryan's like, "We miss you."
Well, good for him.
Yeah.
Get back out there. Anyway,
Can we-
Ghostbusters next year.
Can we get back to Hulu for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
Chris, you have watched
Oh yeah.
season 3 of Only Murders in the Building, a show that we've talked about before, but have not talked about for season 3.
How did you not segue this with Paul Rudd?
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I haven't seen the movie. That's odd.
Paul Rudd's in
Is
it.
he in the second one?
Yes, he's in the
Oh, okay.
trailer.
I haven't even watched the
I
trailer.
can see how you didn't make it, John. No.
It's okay.
I'm just
The
disappointed.
screen, so is Flymer. Boom. Okay. Only Murders in the Building, season 3, starring Paul Rudd and Meryl Streep, in addition to the regular cast of characters, including Steve Martin Short, and Selena Gomez. Yes, you've seen it, Sam and Sean. You guys have seen the prior seasons, but not this one.
I've seen the first
Yeah.
2 episodes of the season.
I think I've seen the first 2+ episodes of this season, so I'm not much
Yeah, they're
further.
not far.
Chris,
Okay.
having completed the 3rd season,
Seasons
doing
1,
art-
2, and 3 all in
Yeah,
a
you
row.
binged it.
Right.
After
Binged it.
years of us saying, "Hey, you should check this out," you finally checked it out.
Yeah. So,
Good
Chris, we're
solid.
curious. One, your thoughts. Clearly you hated it. Although with you though, sometimes you do hate it. You just you're just a completist. But I'm guessing you did enjoy it.
Well, completist or OCD. We'll see. We'll see
Right.
what.
Fine line there. Anyway, you're a collector of many things, including watching certain TV shows. Anyway, what'd you think of the show? What'd you think of what you saw in the 3rd season?
So third season is
No spoilers.
yeah I'm not gonna spoil it. So
Good.
3rd season is not my favorite.
Okay.
1 and 2 are my favorite, but the 3rd season is still pretty good. I think you guys know what movie tastes I like, and the fact that they kind of surround this season around a musical sort of just doesn't help. Because my thoughts on musicals, and I get it, but I really am impressed by Paul Rudd. For some reason, I'm very impressed by Paul Rudd. He plays goofy actor really well. I mean, no, I don't want to say no pun intended, but like it's kind of right up his alley. And the dynamic. I still like the 3rd season. We don't get the dynamic between the trio is a little broken because at the beginning of the season they kind of go their own go to their own ways and stuff. I think the best part about the show is the 3 of them together.
Yes.
In the 3rd season, it's not so much they kind of split and do their own little things because that's just how life goes. But when they're together, it's great. When they're apart, it's you get kind of lost in it,
It's tough. I feel like certain shows want to do something a little different. They don't want to keep running it back exactly the same, so they do that. They split it, and you kind of lose the chemistry. Like Stranger Things, I think, is a perfect example of that.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
And they're like hell bent on not having the group together, except for like the last half of the last episode and these things. And I'm always just why.
Yeah.
But
so I was still never able to guess the murderer correctly in this season.
Okay. All
Still
right.
wasn't able to. I think they only solved one murder. this time. This time. Is it 1? I don't know. Because they solved the season 1. They solved like 2. The second season they solved 2.
Yeah. Did
Well,
they?
not really 2.
No,
It's like 1.5.
Oh, yeah, the disappearance of
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
So
that was 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah, I know, and I get it, but so I knew this going in that they renewed for season 4. I knew this already.
Right.
And the murder at the end of season 3, I'm like, I'm in.
Okay.
This is how the seasons work. There's a murder at the beginning, and then there's a murder at the end. I'm
Right.
not
So,
spoiling
to
anything.
set it up,
this is
Yeah,
how
it
yeah.
sets
This
up
is how
the
it
next
works.
season. Yeah.
This is the way it's been going.
Wait, you're telling me there's a murder in the building during the show?
Yeah, right.
But only in this building.
But only yeah.
Man, would not have seen that coming. We should have said something about spoilers.
But you know, the season is still pretty good, but I think some of the comedy is lacking a little bit compared to the other seasons this time around. You know, quality is better. I mean, you get who's it, Glenn Close in there, and then you get. Oh, I'm sorry. Why did I say Glenn Close?
I don't know.
Probably
I don't
because
know.
I have her name right here. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you got Paul Rudd in there. There's another cameo in there that I will not spoil for you guys.
Okay. Good.
It's pretty good. Actually, there's 2 cameos in that episode.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Because the cameo technically in the first one is Sting, who's like randomly in it, and then season 2 was what's her face?
Schumer.
What?
Amy Schumer.
Yeah, Amy Schumer. Which like, love her or hate her or whatnot, I thought she was good in this, and I'm very glad she was only in 1 episode.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, I'm excited to find out.
There's one. Well, from what I remember, it's like a small one. So 2, technically 2.
Okay.
Well, technically, I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's only 2, but it's good. It's a good one.
All
I
right.
like
Okay.
All right.
that.
Okay.
But I'm impressed by the acting. Like, it's written really well. I'll give it credit. It's written really well.
Mhm.
It's just I think it's better when the 3 are together and the comedy kind of works well. It's because it is funny between the 3 of them. I mean, his obsession with dip is like it just is the pictorial of my life.
Martin Short does not get enough credit for how funny he is.
He really doesn't.
Like, I remember when like Jiminy Glick was out, and I was like, I don't get the joke. And then like a year or 2 ago, I started watching his interviews, and I was like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I had a
hilarious.
similar. Somebody came out. There was some article that was like, actually, Martin Short's not that funny, and then there was just like nonstop clips on Twitter of like Martin Short and just various things. Among them, a lot of them Jiminy Glick. It's just like,
Yeah.
It's tough because it's a lot of stuff that like it takes like a second to get it. You know, like it's not like super, but yeah. No, I 100% agree, Sean.
Yeah.
What I found in this season, and I've really enjoyed the first 2. I think I binged the first one into the weekly release of the second season.
I did the same.
It was kind of somewhat condensed experience, whereas this one obviously was all week by week. I had a really hard time getting into it. I sort of want to revisit it at some point. I had a thought though about it that like, do we think a TV show is the best way to do this thing?
Yes.
Like, I feel like here's I'm gonna give you my pitch. I think a movie actually would be better because think of like a where you just have like each season is a movie that's like 2, maybe a little over 2 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, you're in, you're out. You don't have to worry about winding the story up. Like, I guess part of it is that I didn't find like I found like a lot of the 3rd season, or at least what I had watched was like so familiar with what I'd seen before. And there's a sort of thing where it's like when you treat a season as like in some ways as a single story, not as an installment, but a sort of a somewhat self-contained story, there's a lot of like opening and closing. You know what I mean? Like you have to sort of invest the time. You can't just kind of like just drop in and like go for it.
Mhm.
And I just felt like there was a lot of like sort of revisiting or going back through the motions of stuff I've seen before. And it's like, it's so much quicker when it's a movie, when it's like, yeah, that's like 10 minutes, like all the Mission Impossibles have the first 10 minutes, but then it's, I mean, I shouldn't say then it's a different movie because who am I kidding? But it's, it's propulsive in a different way, and it shows you something, you haven't seen in a different way. Whereas like, I feel like the setup here, like just takes too long to get there when you're doing it as a show. So like, I think this would be cool if they just dropped a new movie of the three of them every 2 years. Like I would be fine with that.
Okay. Any other final thoughts on Only Murders?
What did you think, Sean?
I mean, I only watched, I think, 2 episodes. I have to go back and rewatch, but
well, why did you stop, guy?
because this is one of those shows that the wife and I watched together, and she fell asleep during the second episode, so I finished it by myself, and we've been so busy that it's been tough to both of us to sit down and watch something. So we just haven't.
Full disclosure, we started that way with season 1.
Yeah.
And then we hit the 4th episode, and then it was 3 days, and I'm like, I'm moving on. And I did it without her.
Do you ever get mad if, like, it happens in reverse? Like, you started, and then they're like, oh, but I want to watch it. And so you have to rewatch it from the beginning, and then, like, they fall asleep, and they're like, don't watch it without me. And you're like, but I was already.
Can I be completely honest with you?
Yes, of course.
That has never happened.
Really? That has happened
Ever.
a few times with me.
Ever happened.
It happened when I with Superstore. I remember I started binge watching that, and then she hopped in like most of the way through season 1. Was like, can we go back to the beginning? That happened with going into, I think, halfway through season 2 of What We Do in the Shadows. She did that with me, so now she's like, oh, you can't watch that without me, which is one of the reasons why I haven't finished, which I'll probably just do it myself.
Yeah,
I get the Wikipedia treatment,
Oh,
where
okay.
like I'll be watching something and she's like, "Oh no, I already Wikipedia."
That's
like, okay.
So Christina did that with Vikings for me years ago. It was like the 2nd season, I think, or 3rd season. She's like, I already know what happens, and I don't want to watch it because in history Ragnar dies. So
damn.
That's like, and it was very specific in how he died. Like it's actually documented, so they know how to kill him. And she's like, I don't want to watch it now. So I got that treatment once, but
what exactly befell the Vikings anyway? Like what happened to the Vikings?
just sort of integrated with the populations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were just like, we're going to be Christian now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
They're
more
Christian.
convenient for them to be Christian, so they became Christian, and then their kids became Christian, and then that's all they knew. So
Then they're
and
like, well, I guess
Christians
we'll
aren't
go.
crazy about you killing other Christians to take their stuff.
Yeah.
So
Right.
But other religions.
Vikings were of a familial class as well. Like they usually had one partner. They didn't like sleep around or Genghis Khan rapey.
Yeah.
It was more or less.
I mean,
civilized society.
Well, I mean, Vikings did that. they were all about the
a lot of raping going on with the Vikings, but
Oh yeah. Oh,
a lot of raping and a lot of slaving.
A lot of people with blue eyes, man.
Yeah, like look at the Irish. That's where it kind of came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they
Dublin got
Irish
founded.
Viking descendant?
Yes.
Oh
they are.
yeah. Why do you think they all have red hair?
Yeah, red hair, blue eyes.
Dublin and Cork are both Viking founded cities.
Yep.
Fair enough.
And
Well, I
they're
can
slaving
imagine. I
centers.
can imagine a lot of the port towns are Viking founded cities.
Yeah.
Or at least sacked by them at some point.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on with the trailers.
Nice.
What are we doing?
Oh,
What's this podcast about again?
Yeah, right.
Lots of history. To
That's
that,
closest
guys.
we've gotten to Knights talk, though. To be fair,
tis true.
what if we just went full like chivalrous? You know, like Like, what if we're just nerdy about Knights? Like,
Speaking
What
of-
if
speaking of-
every week we review A Knight's Tale?
Speaking of Knights and Kingdoms, let's talk of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, of
Yeah.
the Earth, of the
Trailer.
Similar reaction to Ghostbusters. So we're still doing this, huh?
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
I didn't even
There's
know this was.
There's
a-
only so many of this you can install on a movie title.
This one fell down the same trap I got with Ghostbusters, where I saw the poster for it. I was like, "This isn't happening, guys."
Really?
I would have heard something about. Oh, there's a trailer now. Yeah, I had no idea. This
See,
was
I
happening.
the exact opposite of not even knowing about it, and then I saw a trailer, and it's like, well, I guess this is happening.
Yeah.
See, I
Yeah, I'm
knew
with
this
you,
was
John.
happening.
I had no idea this was happening.
I knew this was happening.
do we
I
know
Oh,
still
that's
have no
is that why you have a monkey background, Sam?
Yes, we saw it earlier. So I looked up Monkey Pilot. So
Oh, okay. There you go.
I love how you looked up Monkey Pilot and they gave you a chimp.
yeah, whatever.
There's a
Well,
difference.
who else
It's
would
an
fly a
ape.
plane?
It's
Yeah.
not a monkey, Sam. It's not a monkey.
Well, I guess it's okay. Whatever.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a monkey.
Primate pilot.
I mean, so a normal person.
Well, anyway, so we have another Planet of the Apes movie.
We do.
Coming
Do we
out.
have? Do we know who's directing this one?
We do. Wes Ball.
Okay.
Who?
Wes Ball, known for the Maze Runner movies.
Oh, that person.
Um,
All right.
yeah.
So the
So-
guy who did the other three was the guy who did Batman, right?
Matt Reeves. Yeah,
Yes. Do you guys hold those in high esteem?
I do. I do.
People, I was just shocked that not even that I really disagree. I mean, I think they're somewhere between fine and good.
Okay.
But I was shocked that I guess he just did the last two, not the first one. But I was shocked to find that people are like, this is the greatest trilogy.
Oh no, I wouldn't go that far. But
Wait,
they're
what are you talking?
the Planet of the
Planet
Apes
of the Apes.
trilogy that just came.
All right.
I would say they're really good movies. Especially the last one. I was very surprised at how good that one was.
Is that the one where they attack the army base?
The one with Woody Harrelson.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, okay.
I thought-
Yeah,
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Woody. Yep, you're
Yeah.
right.
yeah.
God,
The Woody Harrelson.
they're all blurred
episode.
together. All of these movies
No,
are
no,
just
no, no,
blurred
no,
together.
no. The first.
No,
one
the
is
first one's
stand-
distinct.
Yeah, the other two kind of blur. It's all
No,
about,
all
like-
of. I mean, literally
No.
all of them blur together.
No, not the first one. The first one is unique enough.
Like the OG with the
James
OG.
Franco,
No, the one even before that. No, I'm
Mark,
talking about the
Mark
originals too.
Wahlberg,
No, the originals. The originals.
Heston?
Charlton Heston.
Charleston Heston.
Charlton Heston. Like all of those blur together for me. Every
Oh,
single
okay.
one of
Oh,
those
those
blur
ones.
together.
No. After the first one, I agree with you. But that
I
series-
can't remember anything from that movie. I've
There's
seen it like 5 times.
There's Beneath Planet of the Apes, and then there's Conquer. It's weird because they go to the future. No, they go to the past, and
Yeah, don't they end up
Caesar.
in a carnival or something?
no.
They
They-
gave the Sarah. Oh God, what's her face? Gives birth in a carnival, and then they hide Caesar in the
Oh
thing.
yeah, she dies after giving birth to Caesar. Caesar is
Yeah.
put into slavery and leads the revolt, and yeah.
Not gonna lie, I've been done with these movies before I was born.
But this trilogy, it's going to be a quadrilogy now with this one coming out. I mean, these are, I guess, reimagining of that original.
The original,
series.
yeah, it's
Which-
prior to, right?
I mean, yeah. Other than the original Planet of the Apes, Ron Serling written. Which sucks that everyone knows the movie, so everyone knows the twist at the end, and that really sucks because that's an amazing twist. But outside of that one, that series kind of sucked. And I don't really know anybody out there who's no, but they're really good. No, they're kind of garbage. Whereas
So
this is good. Like I could sit down and rewatch any of these. They're unique enough and like give a different spin on everything.
You know what we got to do? We need to do as a Con classic 2001's Planet of the Apes.
Oh God.
I feel like that's so far up our alley
Yeah, no, I'm willing to rewatch that.
of like trash sci-fi.
you'll watch that one, but you won't watch a Transformer movie.
Who said I wouldn't?
Which one?
Is it Marky Mark in the 2001 one?
Yeah, but no.
Yeah, but this is crazy though. Like Transformers is like I've seen 1,000
Yeah.
Transformer movies.
You've seen one Transformer, you've seen them all.
This is
it's-
like weird Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Like I don't like this is such a weird movie for Tim Burton too. Like is that his biggest budget?
I love how we were
Probably.
talking about. I love how we were talking about this trailer, but we ended up talking about every single other movie.
I don't know. Well, what
Literally,
is there to offer in this trailer? Which
I don't think there's anything. Like, I think
No,
it's just more of the same.
Look, lots of apes and like there's an orangutan.
What I'm interested in, I guess, if anything, and it's sort of not. This is like the worst movie to judge it on. Is the actress Freya Allen, who plays, I'm assuming the actual human lead.
Okay.
Like I like her in Witcher, and she's a young actress, so
Who's she
like
playing Witcher?
she plays like the girl
Just give me a name.
Siri.
Okay.
So she
I
plays
know
her,
the characters. So.
like I like her in the newer season of Witcher. I think she does really
Yeah.
well,
Okay.
and it's just it's a young actress who you could see potential. So I'm just like curious how it's going to turn out. I thought I saw potential with Cara Delevingne. It is not there.
With what? What gave you the
Nothing.
hint
Nothing.
You-
I
but you
thought
said
I thought it was in the beginning. Everybody was like, she's so good in what is it, Paper Towns. She's
Oh,
so good in
God.
that. And then I started watching her stuff. I'm like, do I like her? Do I not like her?
This movie
It's with
she's been in
It's
is
with Annie
hilarious.
Taylor-Joy too. It's like she does really well. I'm like, I don't like her that much. I think
Valerian
she's that
was the
good.
best movie, and that's not saying much.
No, it isn't. It isn't.
No.
Not a
And
lot of
she's
competition
in
in that
season
movie.
2. She's in season 2 of Only
Right.
Murders, by the way.
Right.
I don't know. It's just I don't know.
Do you think this is the movie that?
No, it's not.
Fi-
Because she's you can't tell because
Oh.
the main characters and stuff are apes.
You don't think this is the movie that finally brings people back to theaters?
I mean, I feel the way with this one as I did when I first saw the third trailer, where I was like, "Oh, this one's gonna be mediocre."
I had a perfect segue too. Sorry.
Oh,
Continue.
sorry.
Sorry.
Anything else on
No.
this movie?
No,
You know what did bring people back to theaters? Five Nights at Freddy's.
yes, it did,
Did you see that opening weekend?
dude. This movie, I mean, we'll start talking about it, but this movie has made what, over 200 million right now?
And then total, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
$80 million opening weekend. Unheard of.
Yeah.
Unheard of. As well as didn't it come out the same time?
For a
It's the same
movie
weekend,
that
right?
came out the same weekend streaming as it did on in theaters. So it was a joint, which nowadays you don't hear about anymore. Like a lot of HBO Max and whatnot, they said they weren't doing this anymore. And Peacock was like low key, we'll do it.
See what we can get.
I'm very surprised they did that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a budget of 20 million, and box office to date, it's been almost 3 weeks. It's at 223.7 million, so 10 times its budget, which is
It's pretty damn good for a movie. But it sort of follows the horror model there, right? Horror mystery thriller. Yeah.
I mean, let's start, since we're going into the Five Nights at Freddy's. Has anybody played any of the games?
No, can you explain
I've
this to
watched
me?
a lot of the games, but I've never actually
Yes.
played it.
Can you
All right.
explain this to me? I went in cold turkey.
Okay.
I have no idea that this was a game.
Yes, this was a game that
No,
came out in
no clue.
2014, I believe. Was when the first Five Nights at Freddy's came out. Huge hit. It was like one developer, like one dude made it, and this thing like has turned into like a global sensation. Obviously, because there's a movie out now. I believe there's like 7 or 8 games. There's only 4 that like are the main continuity of like what they deal with sort of in the movie. Although I believe there was like a spin-off game that kind of introduces the cop from this movie. But yeah, first of all, I have to say I'm talking to you guys about this movie while I currently still have a life-size Freddy Fazbear and the Five Nights and the Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria logo still in my yard from Halloween, as I was sick last week and haven't cleaned it up yet. So that's how much of a fan I am of this
Okay.
game series.
So it carried over. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm a fan of this game. I've only ever played the first one, but I've watched people play 2, 3, and 4.
So is it a game? So is the game horror?
Oh my god, yeah.
Okay. Does
So-
it follow? Does it follow the story arc of the movie? I don't care about the game, but does it follow the story
Well-
arc of the movie?
So the way the game is played out is you are a night security guard at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. And obviously the animatronics come to life at night, and the whole idea behind the game is if they find you, they'll think you're uh, like an animatronic without their outside skin, so they'll try stuffing you in one. Um, and so you're just trying to survive the night, um, not getting caught, and you sit in a chair. You control the cameras, so you can watch what's going on. 2 doors and a couple of lights, and you have a power bar, and that power goes down as you use everything, like the cameras and whatnot, and the doors and stuff. So it's horror, as in the anxiety level you feel is through the roof.
Okay.
It's incredible, it's insane, and it's such a simple gimmick. But through the 4 games, there is a subplot that you figure out about this, what is referred to as the purple guy, where he kidnapped, kills like a handful of children and stuffs their bodies in the animatronics, and it's those children who are haunting them, causing them to come
So
to
it's an
life.
amalgamation of the games.
Right.
It turns into this. Okay. All right. I get it.
So there is a lot that happens in these movies or is referenced to in this movie that comes from the game.
So a lot of people showed up to this because they know it's a horror game,
Right.
or it's a horror movie
It's a horror movie
during
and it's got
Halloween weekend.
yeah. And it's got a huge following to begin with because of this game. Like, this game is huge. You can go to the toy section of Walmart or Target and Five Nights at Freddy's toys there, like 3 years ago. Like, you could still see them there. Like, this has a huge following.
Fair enough.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, a lot of people saw it.
Yes, a lot of people
It's
did see
still
it.
impressive.
Sam,
Have we seen this? Has everybody seen this?
I saw it. Sam, I believe you did not.
I did not. No.
John? No, you didn't? Okay.
Damn.
So it's just you and me, Chris?
Is there any? There was no doubt in my mind that
Yeah.
Matthew Lillard
Right.
was the guy.
Yeah.
There's no. The second I saw him, which is like he's the guy.
So in the only like, I guess thing that would make you think otherwise is in the game before every night you get a phone call from what is referred to as phone guy, and he kind of like talks you through like some of the stuff.
What to do? Yeah.
Yeah, so Matthew Lillard's character early on in this movie was very reminiscent of that character
That's
from the games, which is not the killer in the games. He is not Purple Guy.
all right. Well, either way, I mean,
Yeah, no,
if you're going in cold turkey,
right.
it's hard. It's hard not to know that he's
right.
not the.
That would be the only reason somebody would think like, oh no, he can't be the killer. But obviously, it turns out he
Oh
is.
God, in every way,
yeah.
It's right in your face.
Right, and like there's always the like the subtleties, like when they look at the old decommissioned animatronic, and like there's the spring mechanisms, and obviously Matthew Lillard is wearing one of those at the end, and that's what causes.
Well, that.
And so I mean, I guess it's a spoiler. He becomes Springtrap, which is the villain from the third Five Nights at Freddy's.
Well,
Or game, I should say.
I mean,
so
just in the movie holistically in general, it was. I mean, it was fine. It was not.
right.
It was not like a good horror movie.
So, from what I understand, as a fan of the franchise, I looked at the reviews and saw not too favorable, and I was like, ooh, that's not good. But every review I was reading that was like rotten on Rotten Tomatoes said like, if you like the games or know the games, you're going to like the movie. And so now that I've watched the movie and now I like the games, yeah, no, I actually enjoyed this movie. Was it like an amazing movie? God, no. Did they take some liberty with things from the game? Of course, they always do. But for what you can do with how simplistic this, at least the first game is, I feel like they adapted it pretty well.
Like, if you see the score difference.
Oh yeah, it's like an
they're
89% fan. Critics are like 26 or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
87 and 30.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
wide
crazy.
gap.
Just comes down to like, are you a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's? If you are, you're probably going to really enjoy this movie. And
yeah, and you can see it. You can see now that you tell me it's a game, like you can see the references. I think I think you can see the noticeable callbacks where a lot of other movies they don't have that. Like Resident Evil doesn't really have a ton of callbacks because the game's so different. And same thing with like Prince of Persia, and we harp on that a lot. But like, there's not a lot of callbacks. I don't think.
No.
It's just the video game stuff is tricky, and I didn't do the other one from HBO. What's the other one from HBO we just had?
Last of Us.
Yeah, Last of Us. I didn't play that, but I would assume there's a couple, but not a lot of callbacks. But look, the movie itself, it's like a B movie.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's not. It was not meant. It wasn't meant for theaters. Like this was not meant for theaters.
But it was.
But
this movie has been in the works for close to 10 years.
Yeah.
Like right after the success of the first game, I mean, they were talking of making this into a movie, and this has gone through so many rewrites, so many directors,
because it's just it's a hard genre to really kind of hit home on.
Right.
It really is, and you're operating under this sort of quasi horror video game genre where you're hoping it goes the way of horror, which it did. Low budget, big return. But you don't want it to go like the video game route where it's just like a bad movie or a bad adaptation. Like, so I get it. And you need a lot of those rewrites and stuff. But
like this movie is not unwatchable.
No, but it's close. It's not not there, but it's close.
I would not consider this unwatchable. Like if I take myself out of being a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, I would give this movie a shot just to watch it, because I'd be like, what's the hubbub all about? Especially with October and whatnot. But compared to other like video game adaptations, this isn't even close to the bottom. Not even close.
No, you're not wrong. I'm trying to take that kind of aspect out of it, like the video game thing, but And I saw this with clear eyes because
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a game. I don't know.
You
I
should
think,
try the game. You should
I
really
think.
try the game.
Well, that's never gonna happen.
Oh no, you can play it.
Just for multiple reasons, it just won't happen. Not that I don't want to play it. It's not gonna happen.
Okay.
What was I gonna say? Just looking at this movie holistically, I don't think it was. I think it's hurt by the cast. I don't think it's benefited by the cast at all.
Mm.
I'm not saying you cast anybody else is going to be better because I don't think the writing was really great either. You could tell that there was gaps in this script.
Oh yeah,
You could tell. A lot of the deliveries.
Josh
Hutcherson.
Yeah, I feel like he did a shit job.
No, it wasn't. He was not great.
No.
I don't think he's really that good anyway. But
I feel like he's better than this movie. Like I don't know if it was like he was just there for a paycheck, which is weird because I know he stepped away from Hollywood after the Hunger Games and was like, I'm gonna start actually picking like projects that
stuff
I
you want to do. Yeah.
Because Hunger Games made him just so much money you can, and it's odd that he picked this and this is how he portrayed his character, and like the way he delivered lines were just not good at times.
Well, it's not even that. I'm being called back to this one scene where they're sitting by the river.
Oh
and
yeah,
that whole scene. I'm just thinking, wait, how is this written in here? Like there's a lot of shoehorning things in here.
There were some weird cuts.
Yeah,
And
it really was.
I feel like we missed a scene. Like they cut out a scene because this is a short movie.
It is short. Thank God for that. But
yeah, how long was this movie? This was 109 minutes. So I feel like this probably was a 2-hour movie, and they cut out about 15 minutes of it. And there are times where there's just like cuts in what's going on, and they like show up in different locations that I feel like there was an in-between scene that was cut out.
It could be. I think it was just not well written.
I also place some blame on Blumhouse, and was it Jason Blum, who's the leader of the Blumhouse, where he's he's been known to like not make good horror movies, but so every once in a while, like they do. Blumhouse does produce some good movies.
Yeah, they hit some. They get a couple hits.
They get some, but I feel like there's times that they just like horrid movies that they're just like producing that were supposed to be hits. So I don't know.
You know what? I'm just looking at some of the works that the other writers have done, and it's all like shorts movies, like shorts and video games, and that could be one of the reasons.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just the writing and the acting were not really hitting it for me. I know that's not really what you're going to watch this movie for, but it just wasn't. Wasn't there. It just wasn't there. I won't recommend this to anybody. In all honesty, it just won't happen.
Yeah, I obviously will, because if you're a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's the game, that you should check this out. You'll enjoy it. I know that Matthew Lillard stated he has signed on for a 3-movie deal.
For this?
Apparently. Oh no, like his character's not gone. Like he said, I always come back. God. You did. It would make more sense if you if you were familiar with the games. Like it makes sense that he's coming back. But
I'm happy he's like getting work and stuff, but damn.
Matthew Lillard also was like fired without being fired from being Shaggy Rogers. And like I kind of feel bad for the guy for that. Like that was a dick move by Warner Brothers when they did that.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with it, but that's okay. Like, yeah, he's been in a lot of voice acting. Jesus.
Once he was Shaggy Rogers in the Scooby-Doo movie, like he took over as Shaggy in the
In
cartoons.
everything. Yeah.
In everything.
In everything.
Yeah. He took over that role, and then when they did the movie Scoob, and they cast what's his face, Will Forte, as Shaggy Rogers, like they didn't tell Matthew Lillard that he wasn't going to be Shaggy until like they announced like this movie was coming out, and he was like, "Oh, I guess I'm fired." Like, thanks Warner Brothers, and that was it.
Well, I mean, he does have at least 25 Scoobies under his
Seriously.
belt, so
Like he took over that
that's
role.
a pretty good run, especially when
Yeah.
the one who was originally Scoob was
Casey
Kasem. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the Scooby-Doo that wasn't released, right?
No, Scoob was released during the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
And then there was the sequel that they were like 90% done with. Or no, they finished voice acting. They filmed all that. They recorded it
They
all.
just didn't animate it, or
Right.
it wasn't fully animated.
Right.
Did you guys also news today? Warner Brothers killed another movie.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes.
This
yes.
John Cena Looney Tunes movie, or Acme and the Coyote, or something like that.
Thank
Coyote
God for
versus
that.
Acme.
Yeah.
Was that a court thriller?
It's a quiet period piece about an English aristocrat.
But yeah. So if you are curious about Five Nights at Freddy's the game, seriously, you can beat if you have nerves of steel, you could beat the first game in like a matter of a couple hours. It's a short game. Highly recommend it. It is terrifyingly fun. Yeah, but we're gonna have to give this a number. So
Oh, jeez.
yeah, I liked it, so I gave it a 7-1.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I'm giving it a 5-3.
All right.
Chris doesn't even want to spend one night at Freddy's.
No, I guess not.
Nope.
So that's sad. Yeah. This I do know because you guys know, Sam was there, but the Five Nights at Freddy's game was so scary it made Sam and our sister, who was sitting in a recliner, literally somersault backwards out of the chair and wind up in the row of seats behind her.
Oh.
That's how scary it was. So it's all jump scares. That's all it is. But it's like you're nervous the whole time because you're like paying attention to 7 different things at once. But
Anyway, yeah, let's wrap it up for tonight then.
All right, wrapping it up.
We'll do Marvels next week.
Yeah, Marvel's next week. Maybe I don't know. I'll binge watch something. I definitely have afternoons to watch movies or TV right now. So, but yeah, so that's it for us.
Hold on. I didn't give the Frasier update. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Frasier update. It's fine. Still going. Okay, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think there's a new episode tonight. I'll have to.
Okay.
Maybe next week it'll be different.
Okay. Excited to hear back from you about that. Our man on the street, John.
Yep.
Anyways.
They're calling it the funniest sitcom in ages.
Okay.
To make a list of quotable TV shows.
No, let's not even go back there, dude. Let me just ask you: has anybody ever? I can't believe Fleabag was in the top 10. That was just incredible.
I like that this episode has now officially gone full circle.
Right.
Back to Chris and his lists.
We're talking about a list we didn't even mention on the podcast.
No, we didn't. But Chris, he's got lists for days.
He's got a list.
Chris, you should just do a blog where you just lists. or if you, Chris, honestly, Chris, if you ever have a list you just want to share with us, we won't, I promise I won't make fun. Like, we'll reserve our comments for the end.
Oh, God. What is going on?
Oh, no. He's just taking out a tiny.
Oh, my God. Oh my
Oh
god.
no! What does it say? What does it say? You don't have to.
No,
reveal
I'm not
it.
reading any of them right now.
Okay. Oh
You
my
You'll have to
god!
wait. You'll have to wait.
The
Oh my
lists
God.
have already, so okay.
We've created a monster. All right.
The only way to stop him is to make lists of our own.
Oh boy. Talk about a cliffhanger ending to the pod.
All right. Well, we'll see you next time, everyone.
Bye.